All right, so here's the thing. I'm going to be talking about CRM today. CRM is not really like sexy. It's not like really like fun to talk about. It's technology, but it has to be absorbed because like in 2019, there's not a lot of different things that you can do that's going to have a dramatic effect on your dealership, on your personal income or your organization's income, but CRM is definitely one of those things. And so I'm going to just let you know right now, my company, we work with every single CRM, but we have a vast majority of Vinsolutions dealers. So who in here is a Vinsolutions dealer? Okay, good. What I'm going to do at the end is this. I'm going to go live if you want. I prefer a non-dealer synergy client, so it's not unbiased. I'm going to do like surgery. Ever watch like an ER, right? Like on TV, like a university hospital? I'm going to go in live, and I'm going to do a quick SWOT analysis of the CRM. Fair enough? Now, Tony Ann, when she goes on, she's a big fan of Dealer Socket. So it's like I have over 100, about 100 rooftops that are on our program for CRM, and I just spoke at NADA. So this is going to be like an encore, slightly modified from NADA's, but this is the presentation that I did in NADA just a couple months ago. And it was kind of shocking for the dealers that were there. I'm going to fast forward all this stuff. So some of my stats are from Vin. Customer records in the DMS not matching the CRM. Industry average 340, best in class of 57. Let's start with this. Who here is 1,000% confident with the data that's in the CRM? Can you raise your hand? It's either you're pregnant or not pregnant, brother. You know what I mean? Like, again, so it's either you are or you aren't. So, are you? Okay, 1,000%? Okay. So that's one person, nobody else. Now, I'm going to speak to Jim. You're a DP, correct? Okay, so you are RK Auto Group. Question for you. Your accounting, right? Do you question your accounting? Like, if you ask your controller how much you have in the bank, do you trust it's accurate information? Okay, so would you say that your financial software and your financial accounting metrics and technology is accurate, correct? Then why the fuck would we not have accurate shit in the CRM? Yes or no? Hello? Yeah. Okay, think about that. That blows my mind that on certain things it's okay, and we are methodical. Would you lose your shit as a dealer principal if you could not understand how much money you had in the bank, what was going on with floor plan, all that stuff? Okay, but then why do we, it's rhetorical because I don't want to put him on the spot, but then why do we allow craziness to happen in our CRM? It just doesn't make sense. So that's a little bullet point that I'd write down that, okay, I need to go back to my dealership and have the same intensity and the same respect of integrity of the information in our CRM that I do for my accounting. Make sense? Okay, next. This number, I challenge anybody. I'll put money on this, and I don't bet unless I know I'm going to win. 90% of dealers, I don't care if you're a multi-billion-dollar company, you are a publicly traded dealer group, you're a mom-and-pop dealership, but 90% of dealerships, help me. There we go. So 90% of dealerships, yeah, I'm glad that I know my stuff. Okay, 90% of dealerships are not set up correctly and or not utilizing the CRM properly. Is that not mind-blowing? Can somebody figure out what's going on with the PowerPoint? Pretty please. I think it's a projector. So how many people here feel that their CRM, forget about it not being perfect, is like a mess? Can you raise your hand? That's a decent amount of people, okay? So you got to understand why. Why do you think that most dealership CRMs are not set up correctly, not utilized correctly? Can I have a mic from one of my people? Because I'm not going to worry about the PowerPoint. I'll just freestyle. Can you? And matter of fact, can you have one of my people, Joe, or somebody, just get one of our people? I want to bring the mic around, or Karen, you can do it? Mind. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Let's have an interactive conversation. Bob, over here, he's the DP of a Toyota dealership. Just out of curiosity, because we haven't worked together yet, Why do you think, as a dealer principal, that some CRMs are not set up correctly or they're not being utilized?
Because we don't take the time to look at it nearly as much as we do the financial statement.
Okay, that's a good reason. Let's go around for else. I want to get some more feedback from the audience. See, I'm training you how to use this conference the right way.
Who else?
Okay, Corey, come over, perfect. It's a fit body mom. You need to get that exercise in.
The point I was going to make is a lot of times the end user, the person that decides on what CRM and using the CRM, doesn't use the CRM.
Can I get a round of applause for that? Because that is, amen. $1 billion girl. Joe, I want you to chime in on this too.
You are making me work.
It's your fit body mom, baby.
I think, to Corey's point, oh, that's okay. To Corey's point, I think it's either that or what you sometimes see too is that CRM guru within the dealership a lot of times wants to be the only person who understands it. It's like they want to be the gatekeeper. It's almost like they're threatened that if somebody else learns it, they won't have a job. So they're almost happy that it's messed up because they don't want to teach people to use it correctly.
That's an excellent
Agreed.
point.
Joe Webb?
I think CRM utilization is strongly driven by sales management, and by and large, they aren't the ones who are as invested in the software as everybody else, whether it be the dealer principal or even the users themselves. And without you holding your team accountable through the data in the CRM, then you're doing it wrong naturally anyway.
Agreed. Yeah, can we get that? So before you saw the stat up here, did you realize it was that much of like a pandemic in this place, like 90%? That's insane. So I need you all to go back to your dealerships. This is only the very first session of a 3-day epic, training conference, but this one piece of information right here will have a profound effect for your organization if you just went back to your dealership and really went all in CRM. Would you guys agree with that? All right, so let me just dive deep into all the other details. Now, the average ROI for CRM is about $8.71 for every dollar spent. 22% of salespeople still don't even know what a CRM is. Now, this is insane. I could not believe this because I've been in the industry for 20 years, but I go into dealerships on a weekly basis and I ask them, what is CRM? Some of them don't even know what the acronym stands for. So somebody on this side, so my wife doesn't have to run around. Can somebody over here say, what does CRM stand for? Say again?
Customer relationship management.
Okay, does anybody know what the title of my workshop is today? Put the R back into CRM. We're good. It's relationships. So I feel that a lot of people don't know what the real purpose of a CRM is, and I'm going to give that to you today. And so if they don't know what the true purpose is, how could they use it? Make sense? And so once you really see how deep that I'm going to go into CRM today, hopefully when you go back to your organizations, you'll be able to kind of share this information to your people. Now, these are just some stats that I want to just kind of run through real quick. So CRM application can increase sales by up to 29%. To be specific, if you average 100 units at your store, this is an NADA stat. NADA profile for 2019 is still the average store has 10 salespeople, 2 sales managers, a GM, GSM to sell less than 100 cars. So if you average 100 units at your organization with proper implementation, utilization of CRM, you could literally have a net 30% almost increase without spending an extra freaking dollar, okay? Who's interested in that? Damn, Gina, there we go. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, there we go. Now, here's the other thing is that sales reps saw an increase in productivity by about 26.4% when they added social networking to mobile access to the CRM. Who here utilizes social media and social communications within the CRM? Can I see by hands? Okay, so very small amount of people. So I'm going to say this because I've got 2 CRM companies in here, Vinsolutions and Weave. I'm not sure about Weave, but I know Vinsolutions doesn't have this yet, and I'm a huge fan of Vin. But has anybody heard of a CRM called Zoho before? Okay, I use Zoho. Zoho is not for the automotive industry. I do not recommend Zoho for you people, okay? But I love my Zoho because they've got something called Zoho Social. And so this is something like an FYI that I would put on here so my CRM companies pay attention because I'm shocked it hasn't hit automotive yet, is that just like you have the ability to set action plans or processes for your CRM for phone calls or automated emails, With my Zoho Social, what I'm able to do is recognize that social communications like tweets, DMs, and those type of things are very, very important forms of communication. So if you have the ability to integrate that into your CRM, it will dramatically increase your engagement, connection, and conversions. Does that make sense to you guys, right? So until it hits the automotive industry, you're gonna have to use like MacGyver methods, which is what it is, but I wanna put it on your radar. You should not just be setting activities in your dealership for emailing, for phone calling, and for text messaging. Those are basic, primitive forms of communication, in my opinion. You should have social media DMs as part of your CRM activities. You should have Apple FaceTime Skypes that are in there. You need to have video emails, video text messages that are all part of your CRM communication. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes? Who's using consistently, not like a one-hit wonder, but who here is consistently using social media, let's just use social media to engage not only with clients, but with prospects and follow-up? 1, 2, 3, very few. So that's a big takeaway point right there, is that utilizing and incorporating social media into your standard operating procedures for follow-up and engagement. Fair enough? Now, I want to brag on somebody in a second right here. So Charmaine from RK. So we did a webinar on Vin, I think it was about a week ago, and it was pretty cool because we had actually your store, which was Burlington Chevrolet, and that's RK Chevrolet, when we were looking through, remember with Spokio? And so they've got it such down to a science at their store that they're fluid, the BDC reps are fluid between going through Vinsolutions social media, which is kind of basic, to using like Spokio.com, which is like an outside agent, it's like super duper, like, I don't know, almost like an FBI like stalker check, right? So private investigators use it to be able to find people and get contact information, that type of stuff. And so while we're doing a live webinar, we were looking at one of the prospects from one of my other stores. The internet director at my other store, right there and live on the webinar, Spokio the person, DM the message, and that's how quick information is. The point to this is that you have got to be equipped at the dealership level, whether you're in sales, management, or BDC, to be able in real time utilize every piece of technology, especially free technology, to be able to engage with your prospects. Agreed? Okay. Now, I'm going to skip some of this stuff. This is going to be in the PowerPoint because I want to get into some heavy-hitting stuff. This is pretty big here. CRM can reduce the cost of leads by 23%. Do you agree or disagree? Okay. Yeah, we have, oh, Shot's about to get fired, so put on your seatbelts. And can somebody fix the projector? So we have a session that's going to be happening today. It's called Shame on You, Car Gurus. Who came to see the bodies drop today? All right? So there we go. They're not shy. So we have a dealer principal that's going to go into this, and there's a lot going on with some of these parasitic vendors that are utilizing dealerships' inventories to crack them, overcharge them, et cetera. And one of the questions is, what do I do? How can I not use Car Gurus because they suck, right? How do we turn around and basically still drive traffic and make money and what have you? To me, CRM is a big way. If you know how to data mine, equity mine, and how to maximize your CRM, you won't be so dependent on the frickin' parasite companies that feed off of you guys. Does that make sense to you all? Yes? No? Maybe? All right, good. Now, I'm going to skip some of this stuff. Let's go into here. Most dealerships do not have action plans. Let's just use, who uses the phrase action plans or processes? Joe, what do you like to use? You know, when you set up the automations?
It really semantics to me, but
Me too. I use action plans.
I usually use both those.
Yeah, so I just want to, just for this, for the rest of my session, I want to make sure we're on the same page and I don't confuse anybody. So when you go into CRM and you set up, if this happens, this is going to happen, and I call them action plans. Some people call them processes. So for the rest of this conversation, it's going to be called action plans, okay? When I go into the CRMs, and if I go live at the end of this, what I find, which is insane, is that most dealerships don't have all of these extra things set up. So for my Vinsolutions clients that are in here, right? What happens is when you go into the sales and service processes in Vin, it has like your internet, right? So let's just go think about this. If somebody goes to your website and submits a trade appraisal, right? How bad is it when you freaking have an email that says, thank you for your internet purchase request, fill in the blanks with the macros, and there's nothing there? It's kind of ridiculous. Or how about, I've got bad credit, let me spend 5 minutes, because some of you people have the freaking long, elongated credit apps instead of a quick 5-liner. So I turn on and spend like 15, 20 minutes filling out your damn credit application, because it's really important to me, and then I get some random thing back like, hey, thank you for your internet purchase request. I'm like, I didn't put in an internet purchase request, I asked about my credit. And this is what happens. A lot of people don't have specific processes mapped out for each individual scenario. So let's kind of go through. Besides when a new car lead or a used car lead comes through, you want to have a complete action plan or process that's mapped out, reverse engineered for trade appraisal. You want to have one for credit application, and you want to have one separate for special finance. Listen, I worked special finance for a long time. And how many people here do special finance? Raise your hand. Is a special finance customer completely different from a new used car lead? Yes or no? Okay, hell yes it is. So then why are we going to have the same generic process when we don't have to? So again, you could put effort in the beginning and then reap your rewards, or you could half-ass don't set shit up and then you have a real crappy experience. Sound familiar? Okay, let's go through some more. I actually found from one of you guys, one of my clients gave me a great idea that I didn't even think about before, but I'll get to that in a second. New versus used. Where's my True Car? Where's True Car at? True Car. Oh. Okay, it's all right. So True Car, actually, we work with them to come up with a special process because True Car is unique. They want you to log into their portal, especially if you had to change the pricing and stuff like that. Does that make sense? So think about it. If you have a special process, you should have a separate protocol in your CRM for True Car. Or if you've got possibly AutoWeb, or if you've got interactive financial leads, because you have the ability to actually co-brand. You got to realize that some of these people, let's just use interactive, for example, carloan.com, right, guys? So some people, if I sign up with carloan.com for subprime leads, some people might not even know who the hell Bradley Automotive is, correct? Because they're not going to me. So there's actual value to co-brand your CRM experience from the logos to the content, off of the third party. Does that make sense to everybody? It's missed opportunity if we don't set up the CRM that way. Now, the one that I was going to tell you that I didn't even think about before was job applications. Like, that was a new one for me. Like, I didn't even think about that. And so if you have apply now for this position on your website, and you've got Vinsolutions as a CRM, what's the process going to happen? If it's coming off the internet, it's going to get the same freaking internet process, right or wrong? Yes? No? Maybe? So having a whole separate process of who's supposed to intercept the job application should be mapped out as well. Now, let's go through dead deals. So can I have a non-dealer synergy client in here? I just need a volunteer, just from one of the managers or owners. I'm going to start picking people. What store are you at? Say again? Okay, perfect. So Infinity of Naperville. How many units do you sell a month at your organization? Yes. 120. Perfect. Okay, so out of the 120 deals, thank you, how many internet deals do you get, leads do you get a month?
Good leads are about 300.
No. Leads, period. They're all good.
And residual flow factor, all that good
Everything, yes. And duplicates, everything.
400 or 500.
Okay, so there's that 400 or 500. That's the number I was looking for. So out of 400 or 500 opportunities you have in a month, how many people turn around and say they bought elsewhere?
On the spot, these are tough numbers to come up with without looking in there. Can't think of the number.
Would you say more than 10, 15?
Yes.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your process right now for somebody that you call, let's say Sean Bradley? We're actually in the market for another vehicle right now, by the way. So again, if we're looking for an Infinity, whatever, and you're following up for days, weeks, and all of a sudden Karen said, oh, I'm so sorry, we just bought an Infinity. What is your process?
There's a lost lead process if they bought an Infinity elsewhere to remarket them to try to get them for service.
Talk us through that. This is important. How do you do that? What would you do?
Congratulations on your purchase. I know you didn't buy from us, but we'd appreciate the opportunity to help you with servicing your vehicle.
How long is your follow-up?
That process...
Remember, I could go live. We'll check, so keep it real.
That's fine.
I'm messing with you.
For the lost lead bought Infinity elsewhere?
Yeah.
Pretty short. I'd probably just a few emails, maybe 30 days tops.
Okay, stop
less
right
than
there.
that.
So this is going to be money, what I'm about to tell you, okay, folks? But before I share with you mine, I want to find out is who here, at least you get an applause for me that you do something. Because a lot of people like, you know what I mean? Like, and then just delete them. Like, you know, I know that a lot of dealers, because we audit a ton of dealers, they get pissed when they spent days, weeks, or months they bought elsewhere. And so they're like, you know, there's no value after it's done. So what you're doing is better than the vast majority of people. But with that being said, is there anybody that's a non-dealer synergy client that does anything other or above and beyond that? Wow. Okay, so you do?
Well, I mean, everything should be focused on service and bringing that lost customer back in.
On mic.
I'm pretty loud naturally.
I know, but for the video. Yeah.
Everybody, as soon as you lose somebody, there's still opportunities to bring them in as a fixed ops client. So just sending them service reminders. I always recommend giving somebody that you lost a deal to a free oil change for their first oil change, just because the retention rate of when you bring somebody back into your own service department will benefit you for the future.
I agree. Anybody else have anything else? Fit Body Mom. So if you guys don't know, Karen's got a separate company called Fit Body Mom. She's into fitness.
Good afternoon, everybody, or morning. Millennium Honda, Tom K. speaking. In our market, we're a primarily new car off-lease market, so we like to start re-engaging with a customer heavily after 30 months of their lost purchase elsewhere.
Okay, so how specifically?
Well, throughout the 30 months that they're in the lease that they bought elsewhere or assumed lease, we do some social media marketing based off of their email, if we have their email. And then after 30 months goes in, we re-engage with heavier content emails.
Perfect, thank you. So I'm gonna give you mine, all right? And so I promise you, if you listen to what I'm saying, it's gonna make a lot of sense. First of all, you guys realize that most people suck, right? Yes or no? Come on, I'm a car guy, so I'm keeping it real with you people. Most people suck. The average salesperson sells 9.6 units. There's people walking this country that sell 100 cars a month, Frank Carniti, Ali Reda, you know, and so I'm banking on that somebody that spotted the Infinity, that person sucks. The laws of averages are in my favor, that they are gonna suck. So you know what I'm gonna do? If I'm gonna pretend that I actually spotted that person. Why? Because chances are their salesperson is going to drop the ball, right or wrong? Oh, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow up with that person. I like where you started and said something to the effect of, congratulations on your vehicle, blah, 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 blah. I would definitely, I like what, you know, just said, offer them a free oil change. Some dealers have rewards programs or own a loyalty programs. And now the number for this is that NADA says that a service customer is 7 times as likely to purchase a vehicle from where they service their car from. What we've got to train, because salespeople can't think that far ahead. It's like, what's in it for me? And so if they don't realize that it's going to benefit them, they're not going to really push for that service opportunity. So again, maybe what the executive managers want to do is maybe, if you have to, spiff or incentivize a salesperson to try to get them into service because it's in your benefit. Unfortunately, we all know this from being in the industry for a long time, that just by telling your salespeople to do this, they might not. So I would figure out however you could do it, by motivation, by training, or incentivization. You want to try to get them to drive traffic there. But the other aspect, NADA also says, which I love this number, if somebody buys a car today, even from your competitor, NADA says somebody else in their household will buy another vehicle within 90 days. So being able to utilize these people for referral opportunities is a huge, huge missed opportunity if you don't maximize it. Does that make sense? Now, another thing I want to add to this that's important is you can't, please, turn around and say, sorry, I wasn't able to earn your business, but can you refer somebody to me? Or here's an oil change, and then there. You want to deposit into their emotional bank account, just like there is a real bank account. Like Bradley, he got some money. Bradley can't go into the bank and say, hey, I need $10,000 right now, unless he deposited $10,000 in there first, agreed? You cannot expect somebody to basically just give you referrals or come and buy from you, go to your, if you are only trying to just take. So try to actually develop a rapport, a relationship with your people, even people that bought elsewhere, somewhere else. Can you imagine, I follow up with Karen and on her new Lexus whatever, right? the next day and I'm like, Karen, listen, even though you didn't purchase a vehicle for me, I wanted to just, offer my assistance. If you have any questions about the Bluetooth, the satellite radio, anything whatsoever, matter of fact, here's my cell phone number. If you've got any issues, I'm a Lexus certified, representative, and I want to just make sure that you're taken care of. Again, that's not normal. Unless people get the instant gratification of making that commission, they don't bother following up with that type of professionalism and customer service. Do you agree or disagree? Why not? The other thing I'm going to also say, tie into the social media, and I'm going to go live on this, is any type of information that I could ascertain from those prospects, even if they bought elsewhere, birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, weddings, whatever, I want to program into my CRM. Abso-freaking-lutely. Even if I didn't sell them a car. Everybody's an opportunity to do business. Do you understand that? Okay, this is not FEMA or the Red Cross, so I'm not embarrassed saying that shit. Somebody needs to buy a car, or they know somebody that needs to buy a car at any given time, yes or no? So again, if we're going to be stupid and just say, okay, dead, lead, and then we're wondering why we're averaging 9, 10 freaking cars a month, because we're not maximizing on all the people that we've acquired. Make sense? Okay, good. This is interesting. I'm going to try to scrub this. Okay, let's talk about content for a minute. You all heard that content's really important. I want to just from a show of hands in the room, how many people have a full library of video email templates in your CRM? Raise your hand. Damn, I'm short, but I still can't see shit here. So no, we got 2 people, but you're a Homer skeleton, you guys, because of Build a Brand. So almost nobody in this entire room has a library of video email templates in your CRM. It's 2019. This ain't the Flintstones, right? We're in the Jetsons, era, like literally right now with all the cool stuff that Elon Musk is doing with SpaceX, blah, 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 blah. You cannot have the same, some of you, unfortunately, probably have the same templates from a decade ago that you're still using. Beth, what was the penny for your thoughts? Joe Webb, remember that? Auto by Tel? Those templates back in the day? The penny for your thoughts ones? Oh my God, yeah. They were the low res, like Nintendo, like 64 graphics and stuff. I know there's dealerships like that are maybe not in here, hopefully not, but around the country that have those templates from 15 years ago. So the first advice is not only do you need to update your content, the way that your content is displayed would be either HTML, which is graphics, video, which I'm going to show you some examples in a second, are going to have a profound effect. Now, I'm going to say this in front of Vin and with Weave here as well. There is no CRM company in the automotive industry that I've ever come across in 20 straight years that specializes in training and support for the psychology, the strategy, the content. Matter of fact, I've got, Vinsolutions head of the performance division, Mark Vickery, on record on video saying that's not what we do. If you people are expecting your freaking CRM company to give you processes, that's like you building a multi-million-dollar, spec house and having the people that pour the concrete and do the sheetrock decorate your house and pick out the colors of your drapes. It's utterly ridiculous. You follow what I'm getting at here? So stop putting your multi-million dollar, multi-billion dollar business in the hands of people that it's not their thing. Tony Ann, when you were at the Atlantic Auto Group, she's not here right now, so I just looked around, she's gone. But I'm going to use her, I know she would say anyway. When she's selling 2,600 units a month out of an internet department, right? If you go to a CRM company and you listen to them and you get processes, what do you think would happen if they went from selling 2,600 units a month on the internet to 1,000 units a month? Can you say massive lawsuit? Can you say liability problems? Yes, no, maybe? So one of your PMs, his name's Craig Simpson at Vin, he's an awesome guy. You know what CRM people specialize in? Buttonology. That's what the CRM companies are there to do, is teach you how to use the technology, teach you how to customize the system. They're not there to teach you how to run your freaking multi-million or multi-billion dollar operation. So stop going to the wrong people. It's killing you people. Does that make sense? Sure, because this is a big point. This is what I believe why 90% of CRMs are jacked the fuck up. Is here's one of the 2 things that happen. When Vin, Dealer Socket, eLeads, or any CRM company sets a store up, they ask you, what do you want your processes to be, correct? Here's one of 2 things that happens. the DPs or the GMs delegate somebody that has no freaking idea what they're doing to be in charge of the shit, or they go like this, what you got? You got something for me? Right? What we got? You got something good? I know you got some dealers over there. What do they got? And so the performance managers or the customer support people from these companies, they're trying to keep you happy. They're trying to take care of you. They're trying to do the right thing. So they give you whatever they've hijacked or whatever they've got. But I could speak because I know I have almost 100 dealers on Vin. Say again? Yeah, exactly. What are they doing? What do we got right here? But I could tell you for a fact, Vinsolutions, Dealer Socket, and Ely's, the three like big ones that are there. I don't know about Weave, but they do not have a standard operating procedure for internet, for phone. That's not their gig. Newsflash. So what should happen is this. When the processes are there, it should start with the dealer principals or GMs. How many of you are non-dealer synergy clients? Can I have either an executive manager, like F&I manager, or GSM or GM. Susan, you're F&I manager, right? Can I put you on the spot, hon? Please? You have to now. She's one of our moderators from the Millionaire Car Salesman Group, and you're freaking awesome. But question for you, what CRM do you use? Ah, perfect. Okay, so you're an F&I manager. Do you know what the processes are, like legitimately, like if you go into Vin as a manager for, let's just go through showroom, like unsold showroom traffic. Do you know what your process is? But you don't know what actually is triggered in the back. And that's okay. Is there any executive manager that knows what the processes are? Not my clients. You do. Okay, what's your role at the dealership? You're GSM. Okay, so perfect. So you're in Vin? Okay, so I definitely want to check yours over here when we go in. So not because of that, but I'm really intrigued, especially as a GSM. That's freaking rare. So what is your process for unsold showroom traffic? So I came in, I want to buy a car, I didn't buy the car. What's the follow-up trigger to your salespeople?
Assuming the salesman closes the showroom visit in a reasonable amount of time, it'll trigger email, phone call, and that'll continue.
How long?
For 45 days.
Okay, how often? Is it every single day?
An event?
Yeah.
No, there's gaps. Obviously more right away. Phone call.
Who created that process?
12 hours, 24 hours.
Who created that process?
I was part of it.
Oh, you're a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
BD reps and sales reps. We're actually got a meeting scheduled to have a few sales guys and BD reps to
So question for you, how soon before you have the first break? Is it 3 days, 4 days?
As far as a full 24 hours without follow-up?
Yeah.
I'd probably say after day 3.
Okay. What was the logic behind that?
To give them context as soon as they left, and but not bombard.
Here's a challenge. Now, I'm going to ask one more question. I'm going to give you my assessment on it. What type of activities are triggered in VIN? For
Phone call.
email,
Text.
text. That's it? So you're not having a video email, you're not having a video text, you're not having an Apple FaceTime, you're not having a Skype, you're not having any of that stuff? Zero, okay. So here's some facts, folks, real quick, that's really important for why I just asked those questions. The average read-open rate is only 2 to 4%. You follow me? And if you make an outbound phone call, I track over 500,000 calls a month, my company. And so without a predictive dialer, you're looking at only about a 9 to 11% connection ratio. So if I make 100 outbound phone calls, I don't really care where if you're in Illinois or not. I'm positive about this. You're only going to connect with about 9 to 11%. That's it. So follow me on this. Though that's not enough activities, brother. Not even close. Because if you're going to stop after 3 days, the majority of those people are not even going to probably see that email or be readily available that second for that phone call to happen. Do you follow me? So again, this is why what I'm saying here is your process needs to make sense. And even you do more than what most people do. You have all these people getting involved, and there's still kind of like shortcomings in there. Does that make sense? You need to make sure that whoever's in charge of creating your process, it's methodically mapped out. And I'm sure for the internet consultants that are in here, we go into stores all the time, and we're like, why is that there? You know what the most they say? I don't know. because that's how it always been, or because, it sounded good. You've got to have, you can't, if you're, like, not that you're sick, but you can't go to the doctor and then and the doctor says, you know what, fuck it, let's do this. You know what I mean? Why? I don't know, looks, sounds good. There has to be a real strategy on how to handle cancer, you know what I mean? Or how to handle a broken leg, you know what I mean? We can't just turn on, you know what, just put some, some duct tape and some Robitussin and you'll be all right. It's not gonna work. You have to make sure that there's a logical strategy for your follow-up. Now, Highline, I'm shocked that you guys are not using video emails, video text messages, in your follow-up process, and you're breaking after 3 days. That's kind of short for me. But I'm gonna go in and take a look at the end of this, all right? But see what I just said right here? Did Vinsolutions train you on that? On the psychology, strategy? No, that's my point. It's not their job to. It's not their fault. People get mad. Well, why didn't the CRM? Because it's not their fault. I'm not mad at my drapes. If my wife picked out some beautiful colored drapes, I'm not mad. Wink. I thought she left. My bad. No, I'm kidding. So, I'm just kidding. So I wouldn't be mad if my mother-in-law picked out my drapes. Right? I mean, like I wouldn't blame the damn construction company. I wouldn't blame the builder of my house, whoever decorated the furniture. That's the same thing here. You got to just think of it as like a show. Let me just keep going through. Dealers have a 75% to 80% attrition ratio. Any Chrysler dealers in the room? Okay, yeah. So yeah. He was like, oh, I don't want to say it. So last year, FCA had a major reckoning. I don't know if you're aware of this, that their number one focus was to reduce attrition on a national basis because they won the award of being the absolute most horrendous OEM for attrition. Don't worry, it's not just them. Like they had like 82%, where the national average from NAD was like 73, 74%. That means the average store, if you have like 10 salespeople, 7 to 8 of them are going to be gone within the first year. This wreaks havoc with your CRM. Because even if you have Ninja CRM training, you set everything up, because there's such high turnover, if you don't have a transition process on how to get somebody scaled up and ramped up, you're screwed. Yes or no? All right. So just make sure that you're paying attention to that. Now, this is kind of interesting to me. Most dealerships do not utilize the CRM on an operational level, from the prospecting to the clients to the referrals. Let me explain. A lot of people utilize the CRM for lead management, for a follow-up of whatever leads that are coming through or unsold showroom traffic, but there's a lot of other things that you can do. Again, from prospects, being able to import your own. If I'm a showroom salesperson, be able to import my own prospects that I'm generating into there. For example, and this is something you should be advising if you're a dealer or a GM to your salespeople, I believe that every salesperson should be their own internet department. Every salesperson should be their own BDC. If we run around saying that car sales is like owning your own business, let's start acting like one. So what would I do as Sean Bradley as a sales consultant? Remember, I used to average 33 units a month when I sold cars back in the day. So it was like 1999 and 2000, I was rocking like 30 plus units before the internet, before social media, before YouTube, before all that stuff. And I used to just work the hell out of the leads that we used to get, this is back in the day, from fax. Joe, you remember that, Corey? Like when the OEMs would send us like internet leads through fax machine because dealers didn't know what the hell they were doing? Were you around then? No. Okay. Yeah, what we used to have the internet leads, like literally when I worked at a Lincoln Bricker Mazda dealership, nobody had a CRM or email or doing what they were doing, so the manufacturers from Mazda and Ford would fax us the internet leads, and that's how we handled internet leads back then. So shit's changed. As a salesperson, what I would do is export my iPhone. I would export my Gmail. I would export my social media that allowed me to a CSV file, and I would upload that, because that's all my personal contacts that I've acquired through my life. Does that make sense? A lot of salespeople don't even know how to do that stuff, how to create their own prospect list, their own referral list that's not, dependent upon the dealership. The two people I mentioned before, Ali Rader and Frank Craniti, what's really amazing about them is one sold, Ali Rader. Who here heard of Ali Rader before? Absolutely, right? The dude sold 202 cars in December at a Chevy Cadillac dealership, and he at only 20 days. In December, that's it. 202 cars. He has 2 assistants. True story. He averages 131 units a month. Frank Craniti from Piazza Honda, 100 units a month. Both of them have 0 deals from fresh ups, 0 deals from internet, phone, any of that stuff. It's all repeat business and referrals. So we need to teach salespeople how to use their CRM other than just keeping managers happy. Because again, if it's a prison sentence and there's no value to them, it's going to be much more difficult to get them to utilize it. But if we could teach them how they can make money off of it, there's 8 ways that you could sell a car, folks. Just count them: walk-ins, be-backs, internet ups, phone ups, prior customers, orphan owners, service conversions, referrals, and the lost art of prospecting. There's 8 freaking ways. NADA says that the average salesperson only utilizes 2 to 3 ways. That's it. That's why they suck. That's why they only sell 9.6 cars. So if we could teach people how to leverage all 8 ways of opportunities by setting up and utilizing the CRM more strategically, everybody would be able to make more money. Does that make sense? You guys don't look impressed. That shit should impress somebody in here, please. All right, good. Now, good, I got a couple more minutes. We were 10 minutes late, so I'm good. This is interesting. I would like somebody, like you're a GSM. Your name again, sir? Dale. Question for you. Can we have a mic on him? Karen? She's like, yeah, she's looking at the mic, you too. This is an NADA stat. NADA says that the average cost per sale, projector, please. There we go. The average cost per sale is around $640 per car. NCM is $380. Can you share with us, we're close-knit people here, approximately what is your average cost per sale in advertising at your store?
Got to be that or better.
That or higher, right? About that?
Yeah, it's tough because when you have new cars and you're selling a negative
listen to me.
cost per sale.
Respectfully, it's okay. Yeah, I mean, I just want to say, now watch, for my dealers, Bob, watch this is going to hurt. You ready? Jim? Okay, so this is what everybody says, that it's 100 cars per month, $4,000, $640 per car, and the average store has about 10 salespeople, 2 to 3 managers. You sell 120 cars. How many salespeople do you have?
Right now we're light. We're at 8.
8, okay. And you have how many managers?
3.
3? Is that including like GM or?
Myself,
Okay.
GM, and
Okay. So that's pretty close. Now watch this. Here's what's crazy. It's a lie. They done lied to you people, and you believe that shit. It's a lie. Here's why. Let's go through. Out of the 120 cars that you sell, sir, how many should have happened anyway? Meaning, how many from lease retention?
a good chunk.
There you go. So follow me. So when you back out lease retention, how many from prior customers or orphan owners? Some?
Absolutely.
Okay, so then here, and then what about that you're in Naperville, which is a beautiful place outside of Chicago, correct?
Yeah.
So then it's actually a destination, good winery and everything over there. So because of your location and because you're freaking Infinity, don't you think you sell some cars?
No doubt.
Okay, and so what about referrals? Anybody, you're a GSM, do you ever sell any cars because of you, because people know you're a GSM at an Infinity dealership?
Still at B-Backs when I was.
That's my point. So when you look at you, the dealer principal, the general manager, when you add all that up, again, your average cost per sale, reality check, you are probably $1,200 to $2,000 per car, which is insane, right? Insane in the membrane. Who said that?
You did.
Thank you, people. Thank you. The youngins don't know what that's about. It's okay. So, but isn't that crazy? And especially you just said that about new cars. So you've got to start looking at things. There's real math and there's dealer math. Let me repeat that. There's real math and there's dealer math. You know, it's true, and especially my consultants in here know what I'm talking about, is that, and it's not personal, it's just that the way that you look at numbers, I get it. You basically look at how much you're spending, divide it by how many cars you sold, and that's your number.
It's a flawed system.
Yeah, and that's not good. Because when you just dive a little bit deeper, you don't have to go forensically, in there, but just a little bit deeper, this shit comes out, and it gets really crazy, because this is just an estimate. If you said that you were over the 640, this might be $2,200, and when you're thinking about this, you might actually be losing on some of the new cars that you guys are selling. Mm-hmm. And God forbid if you were a Kia dealership or you're a Hyundai dealership, when you're dependent on retro and all that other stuff. I mean, it's a whole different world. Yes or no?
Yes.
So this is something that I want you to realize, that the CRM, if you utilize it, you could cut all this stupidity out. Just saying.
That's why we didn't renew our CarGurus contract this month.
Yeah, there we go. Good. So let's go through this also. The number here is really powerful. You have a 6% from your OEM leads. Now, the OEMs are going to challenge me, but they have a higher closing ratio, but it's within like 90 days. Within 31 days, the OEM is going to be about 6%. Third parties are still about 8%. Dealership websites, depending if you've got a crappy website or a decent website, it's going to be around 14%. Walk-ins, straight walk-ins, non-B-backs or prior customers, still about 20%. B-backs and referrals are at 50%, but here's what's crazy. 65%. Now, come on. You guys can take the pictures, but you can have the whole damn thing. We're family. We're good. You know what I mean? You pay to be here. You get the whole PowerPoint. It's how to be in the Millionaire Car Salesman group, just saying. So here's the reality check that I want to say to you folks, right? You guys are spending, in my opinion, maybe up to $2,000 per car sold for a 20% closing ratio, maybe. But yet, that's the other part that's crazy is that, again, if I know that I have the highest closing ratio for my prior customers, I'm going to have the highest gross profit for my prior customers. You just said it that a service customer, is really important because a service customer is 7 times as likely to purchase a vehicle. We're like, nah, man, I'm good. I don't want that good shit. I want that crappy stuff. I don't want that really prime good stuff. I want White Castles. You know what I mean? Yes or no? Come on, you guys look like I'm not going to. Yes or no, people? Okay, wake up. Hashtag stay woke. You got to realize, I was just talking to one of my dealers about this. You guys are worried about ABC Motors. Who's your competitor? No, they're not. You know what your competitors are? Scumbag companies like Car Gurus that are going to swoop in and use your own inventory to overcharge you, crack you like a baby seal, and tell you it's delicious, okay? And you're like, you're not even paying attention. They come in. How do you have a $3.9 billion company and you're worried about the other Infiniti dealership? That's not your competitors. I guarantee you, if we pulled up the Google search right now, Car Gurus is going to be saturated on page 1, 2, 3 of the internet, not the local Infiniti dealership. Yes or no? Yes. Okay, because we are not focused on our own database. We're not focused on our people that we already have. It's a lot cheaper and more powerful. Yes or no? Can I get an amen? Thank you. I was kidding, but man, you're feeling the ghost too. All right. So now I got to expedite because I like to talk and talk and talk. I wanted to show you some examples. Okay, this is something, note to self, I'd like an orange jumpsuit next time, just saying, okay, to Michael. This is the first time I'm going public and saying this. I haven't published this, but I've been really talking about this to my clients. I believe that there needs to be a dual strategy for CRM. Okay, this is very new stuff. I believe that there should be a this is gonna annoy me. We got to figure out if that's a cable. If we can you just get Cameron from the hotel for me? So there should be a dual strategy for CRM. Now, the salesperson needs to have their own separate strategy from the dealership's macro strategy. Let me explain. If I am the dealership or I'm the consultant and I'm setting up all these action plans and processes, that's the macro strategy. That's the overall. Make sense? However, every individual salesperson needs to be trained and held accountable to create an individual experience for every one of their prospects and every one of their sole customers especially. I'll give you an example. And we are going to go live, and I'll show you when I go live in Dale's CRM in a second. Let's just use Karen for example. Let's say Karen's looking to buy a 2019 Infiniti, right? And throughout the conversation, whether it starts from the BDC, the phone up, or the in-store showroom visit when you're qualifying her, usually you're going to start learning about your prospects or your clients, yes or no? We just surveyed one of my dealers the other day, and it was just insane the amount of personal information that prospects and clients share with us. Yes or no? Okay, so I'm not even going to the crazy shit that we hear about on a daily basis. Let's just go through the fact that you're going to find out that she's really into fitness. She's married. Her birthday is April 13th. Her wedding anniversary is August 20th. Let me make sure I got this. Yeah, watch this. Watch it. I got it right here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there we go. It's August 20th. Yeah, I was right. Just kidding. So August 20th. We also know that she's got 4 kids. This is everything I said so far is true except for the next part. Let's just say she's Jewish, right? I don't know a lot about the Jewish calendar. I could go to Google and type in 2019 Jewish holidays, and I could find out that April 20th is Passover. Do you follow me? Now, in Vinsolutions, I could use the appointment section. Instead of putting in-store visit, I could put other. It could say, send e-card to Karen for happy Passover, or whatever it is. Then Google's messed up. It says the 20th. He's Jewish, by the way. So is it the 19th, really? Okay, so then Google needs to be updated. Thank you very much for correcting me, sir. I apologize. A black blind Jew. I got one right there. Just saying. There's not many. There's one right there. So, but do you follow me on that? Now, if I'm the salesperson coming in to work, not only do I have my regular follow-ups, but I should have a bunch of activities, whether they're e-cards, they're videos, they're text messages, that you're depositing into the emotional bank account of your prospects. Happy birthdays, happy graduations, happy Passovers, whatever. Does that make sense, the concept? Now, almost every one of the CRMs that we audit at Dealer Synergy, they do not have salespeople on a major level doing this type of stuff. It's very basic stuff. They don't go in and create that individual customization for that experience. Sales is simple. If you get people to like you, trust you, and believe you, if they're in the market, they're going to buy from you, yes or no? Do you believe sales is a relationship business? Okay, then go back to your dealerships and start auditing your CRMs. If there's no personal details in there, so Charmaine, if I'm looking into your CRM and I'm looking into Jennifer's file and it says spoke to the wife, right? You already wrote the word wife, 30 more seconds. What's the wife's name? Right or wrong? Okay, I spoke to the husband, I spoke to the brother. Use their names. Oh, they love dogs. Good. What kind of dogs do they have? A beagle named Bob. I'm in. You know what I mean? The more information that you could get about your prospects, the more that you could set up your CRM on an individual basis to trigger and fire off stuff. You don't have to call people like back in the day all the time. You could fire off different amazing resources. Do you guys like the information so far? Okay, so I'm going to hurry up, and I'm going to show you the examples. Here, I'm going to just go through this. I'm going to show you video examples right now, what you guys can do. Dr. McQueever from Forrester Research says that 1 minute of video is equivalent to 1.8 million written words. So if a picture's worth 1,000 words, 1 minute of video, because you have sight, sound, motion, and emotion, is equivalent to 1.8 million written words. Every day, the average adult consumes over 6 hours of video. Do you understand that people prefer to watch video more than anything else, more than reading, writing, texting, whatever? It's consuming video. Now, if you aren't using video for your dealership, you're missing 8 out of 10 buyers. I'm going to show you some examples. This right here is, by matter of fact, from Naperville, all right? Right outside of there. This is the best template that we've ever created, result-wise.
Hi, Bill O'Hara from Ziegler BMW of Orland Park. I'm the general manager, and I know you recently inquired in our internet department about buying a vehicle. And I heard that you weren't interested in a vehicle anymore, and I just wanted to make sure that we did everything possible to fill all your needs, or if we found the car or we didn't find the car, if there's something else that I could do price-wise or find the proper vehicle for you. I'm here to let you know that you're welcome to contact me, and my email is billohara@.
Just for time reasons, think about that. That could be set up in any CRM, Dealer Socket, Vinsolutions, Weave, whatever. You have a virtual TO. Anytime somebody deads a lead, that's the protocol that gets triggered. You have a virtual TO from the dealer principal or general manager basically taking another shot. I can't tell you how many times I've had our dealer clients that are using this type of strategy that are like, oh my gosh, it's like a safety net. Does that make sense? Okay, Karen, this is your, can you come up here? So I gotta get back to the PowerPoint. There we go. Nope. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Nope. Sorry, guys. You know what? I'm gonna just stick to this because I don't need that. I know where I was gonna go anyway. I'll just use YouTube. It's fine. All right, so a couple other ones are the happy birthday. This is for Castle. We have a dealer group in Chicago. There you go.
Hello, my name is Mike Rodriguez, and I'm the Internet Manager here at Castle Auto Group. And from all your friends here at Castle, we wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Happy birthday!
So now, have to have the name inside the video because when you're deploying through any of the CRMs, in text or in the macros, it's going to say, their name is going to be in text. Let's say it's going to be to Charmaine. You might say something like, hey, Charmaine, we know today's your special day. Click this right here. When they click it, that pops up. So it's redundant having their name that's actually in the video. So that means that you could create high-level video of motion graphics, animations, and repurpose it over and over again. I want to show you this. This is their actual store. This is not mine. Do you see this, folks? It's got 1,263 views, and I haven't demoed it that much, just so you understand. And I have this on my channel. This is theirs. But do you see this? This is a real customer. Thank you so much, Sweet 65. So they sent this out through their Vinsolutions tool, and that's the actual person that was a client that said, thank you so much, for being courteous to send me something like this. I'm going to show you a couple other ones really quick. One that I like is, this is one of our Canadian dealers. Hold on, sorry. Yes, okay, so this is a video text message. You should be able to do SMS through your CRM. And so this is a video text message. You want to keep doing text and blah, 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 or send people cool things like this.
Hey, great news, folks. This weekend only, lowest interest rates we've had all year. Huge reductions on all of our inventory, but the sale ends on Monday, so hurry in.
So that's just a quick sale. So what I encourage dealers to be able to do is have a whole entire library of video templates for the CRM and video templates for text messaging for every possible category. How to buy a car, how to buy a new car, how to buy a used car, video testimonials, video reviews, video acknowledgments, video walkarounds, video comparisons. Every freaking thing that you could fathom would be extremely powerful to be able to put into the template. Why are we going to have a library of antiquated text templates from a decade ago or even years ago when we could have a whole multimedia enriched library? All right, so folks, let me do this because, again, that's what I wanted to kind of end on it. But what I'll do is I'll just rewind and just kind of recap some stuff. First of all, CRM is by far the most important tool, I really think, at a dealership. You have the opportunity to sell more cars more often, more profitably. You have the opportunity to cut your average cost per lead, your average cost per sale down dramatically. So you get both, worlds, the best of. Okay, you sell more cars cheaper. Who likes that? Yes. Okay, good. A couple other takeaways I would want you to say is that besides setting up the CRM, I want all of the executive management to please. Frankie, did you reset it? Can you try up here real quick because it's not working? What you want to be able to do is not only have a dealer principal or executive management strategy where you spend time physically going into the CRM, setting it up the right way. Don't just delegate it. Be part of that whole process. Make sure that all your managers, so Jim and John, if I were you, I would ask my managers, tell me what the showroom process is. Tell me what the internet process is. If they don't know, how are you going to be able to get your salespeople to be able to do that? You know what I'm saying? The last thing I'm going to say is that you want to make this extremely important for the dealerships. That's probably why. What I tell you about, it's not me. It's like my team. I wouldn't be able to tell. That's why I have no laces on my shoes. I'd be in trouble. Yep, there we go. All right. You can save it. Franca. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to just show you what Charmaine does. Hold on. She's got one of these crazy guys I'm trying to get. There it is. So I wasn't kidding when I said I have a ton of Vinsolutions clients in here. So, okay, there we go. So it's really sensitive to carrying what this is your computer. There we go. Ooh. Damn, girl. Whose side you're on? All right, so when I go into the internet process, I'm going to go into custom follow-up. This took me 5 hours to write this process, but I'm going to show you that what I'm really proud of Charmaine. So you see this? Cameron, you could do this with Build-A-Brand too. Is Cameron here? You just walked out. Weave, can you guys do this with your CRM too? Guys at Weave? Can you guys do this with your CRM as well? Create like with HTML, with videos? Okay. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. So guys, for you, question, how many of you have templates like this? That are there? Do you see that? It looks like it's actual video, but it's not. It's an animated GIF. Nobody? Wow. Look at that. You're like the only one here. So watch what happens is this. Yeah, give her a round of applause. So I don't have the audio on here. I apologize. I don't know why the audio is not on. There you go.
I wanted to personally thank you for considering us for your next vehicle purchase. I also wanted to
So again, it doesn't really matter what you have. Like this was created simple. This is not like high-end motion graphics animation, but the point being is that do you think this is going to get opened, or do you think the regular, plain, boring email template from the 80s is going to get opened? There you go. So this is what I was going to say. What I was going to show you, my friend, but we couldn't get into your CRM, I apologize, is this. Remember when I opened up and I was sharing with you the different categories? So finance application, we have a whole methodical process. Special finance application for KBB, for TrueCar, for trade appraisals, for the internet purchase path. Then the custom follow-up processes in Vin, we've got a tremendous amount here. Let's go through. Damn, Karen, your laptop is killing me. There we go. So that's a lot of custom processes to be able to have in there, but we take the time to make sure that every possible situation is mapped out thoroughly. And what I wanted you to see, and this is the last thing I'm going to close on, when we go to here, this is if somebody sends in an internet purchase request, if you take a look at this, we include activities for text messaging, Apple FaceTime, Skype, social media, DMs, and everything in between. So we're diversifying the different types of communication that we have in the CRM. We're not just doing the same basic stuff. Last thing I'm going to show for you, Dale, at your dealership, remember I asked you about your showroom activity? Look at my showroom activity that's coming in for my process. The very first thing that we're doing is we're doing a video email, video text message, which dramatically increases the B-backs. Second, like within a minute here, look what it says, update records, add details, spouse, feelings, thoughts, birthdays, kids, etc., all this stuff in there. We're prompting the salesperson to actually utilize the CRM correctly. Most people, I'm in their CRM. If I look over here, let me go to one of your prospects. I hate this computer, Kara. I love you, but I hate the computer. There it is. Okay, so when I go into, I'm just going to pull any prospect randomly right here, and I'll even look into yours. So this is, Charmaine, this is good for you to see anyway. Okay, see this right here with the customer? Most people don't fill any of this stuff out. Folks, do you realize how many people know, besides my clients, that you have macros in here for VIN? So if you put in, let's just say, prior customer, or if I could spell correctly, or Eagles fan, because they're based in South Jersey, so Eagles fan. Whatever you use the hashtags, when you search, you could actually pull up everything through hashtags. Do you guys use them? How about any extent, honestly? Do you guys just... No, the hashtag, the number sign, you guys, so that's my point. That's actually a really big thing. You and your entire staff, if you start putting hashtags into your notes, it makes it so you could search it through those categories, 100%. A lot of people don't even realize that you have the reverse lookup features right here. You have the ability, it says it's a simple question, preferred method of communication. You know, again, these are all here for a reason, and all CRMs have the ability to be able to do this. Look at this. Like, these CRM companies don't put all this crap here for no reason, but the majority, everybody has like either a phone of this century, like an iPhone or Samsung, yes or no? Okay, can any of you people remember back in the day when we had like the rotary dial Conair phones with the cord? Well, that's how you guys are freaking using your CRMs. I don't care what CRM you guys have. So stop worrying about the next best thing. You can't even use your basic CRM the right way. This is basic stuff. And this is really important. It's all those little details. Any questions? Okay, in closing, say again? How'd you get that? how did I get there? How did I get there? All I did was click the name. So if I click the name right here, it's Karen's computer. If I click the name, this is the prospect. I'm able to add information, and let's just do one tiny thing. See this? This is what I meant by appointments right here. If I click an appointment, I could click right here, send e-card, and I could do it for April 19th, LA. So if I go right here and click April 19th, I'm able to go. All right, I got to definitely stop. Don't worry, all of the speakers' presentations are going to be on SlideShare in the Millionaire Car Salesman group after the event. So you're going to be able to have access to everyone's slide deck. So if you want to take pictures, but literally tomorrow you'll have all these speakers, or let's just say on Thursday, you'll have everybody's speakers' presentations on there. Any questions? Thank you very much.